we witness what could have been easily the best introduction to an isekai ever. Honestly, a degen isekai. But yes, getting so hard, she's thrown in front of Truck-kun and gets isekai to another world. I want an entire isekai of Ikuko where she gets in front of a Truck-kun and then transports to another world. Anyways, episode 5 of Nukitashi, an okay episode overall. I do like that it was a very action-focused episode. A lot of focus on, what's going on with the show, what's going on with FS, what seems to be the ultimate goal of the governor, all that stuff right there. And yes, looks like Jinoske is no longer... I wasn't really expecting that. I thought we'd go the entire series of this guy never getting at the very end. He's with Nanase or something like that. That was the assumed route it was going to go, but... Nope, he's straight up all up and she couldn't take the whole thing. But yeah, that was quite unexpected. I thought that was gonna be something to kind of come in there and save him, or he'd have some sort of device or something like that like he ejects her off him. But no, he went all out on her, went crazy with it, just like whatever. I got people with me now, and I guess it's kind of a nice thing. I mean, to get a little deep here with the subject matter here, is it is sort of him overcoming that kind of fear that he has, just realizing that he has people around him. He's no longer alone. Nobody's making fun of him. He has people at his side. He's not going to be ridiculed like he was last time. He has Nanase. He has Asane. He has these people that will support him despite his unit, despite his being so huge. But yeah, Ikuko, she love it. Again, my whole theory has been the fact that she was going to eventually see it and she's going to be wanting it all the time. No, she's got her ideal. She's going to be after this guy all the time now. She's going to be super thirsty for him. But anyways, the episode overall, like I said, pretty decent. Let's start off with opening the episode with the FS meeting. Of course, they're going to be finding Fumino, figuring that she's going to be at Ludeland. And yeah, the assumption there was the fact the guy's going to make a speech there, and she's going to know that, and she's going to go after him. But we did get a meeting with Sho and FS, which is interesting because, yes, they come there wanting to know what's going on with the whole Fumino situation. It does seem like this guy, the governor, is really after Fumino. And I would assume that's not because he assumes that she's going to attack him. My assumption there is going to be that she's somehow related to him. Why she wants him dead, that's the question mark. They haven't really got into yet why she wants him dead so bad. But at least it shows here that the governor himself is also looking for her. For what purpose, that's the question mark. Could that get into what the supporter is working with Jinoske and all them for? Again, saying that she is the way to dismantle the perverted law. My assumption there, again, is that she's somehow directly tied in with him in some way. But no, we did see by his speech later on that, yes, the assumption here was going to be that eventually this law would go outside of the island. So it does sort of give credit to the idea of stopping the perverted law now because, yes, this is all like a ploy in order to help their economy, but in the end, it's probably more so to line his pockets. Again, this isn't about, increasing the birth rates or anything like that. You could say that it could, in effect, by increasing how many people are actually in the population and helping the economy that way. But again, they're using control. There's nothing about here for any sake besides, again, lining their pockets full of money because of what they're feeling into. He says specifically the island's economy is booming, and there's a call to expand the perverted law to the mainland, and Japan will soon all be lewd. Japan will soon all be lewd. I got an impression from this whole opening segment that I don't think that Toka really likes Sho. Yes, FS is being funded by Sho, and they're working as a branch of them, and they're giving them information. They even have FS working as their security for the governor. There seems to be a lot of trust there, but it doesn't seem like Toka, she doesn't even want to share what they have for security. She knows what's going to happen there, of course, so that I think she has a lot of confidence, but I think there is an element there where I don't think that she likes them. Even later on, after the attempt on the guy's life happens, and once again, the governor questions, what about Fumino? It doesn't seem like she wants to give them information. Oh, yeah, I wonder what happened there. She's keeping it a secret from them on purpose. Maybe it's because she wants to bag Fumino herself. This is something that she wants to achieve for her own goals, and she doesn't want Sho to take credit for it. But it does seem like she's keeping secrets from them. Anyways, the story stuff aside, the important story stuff aside, the not important story stuff aside, we do cut over to Jinoske and the rest of the team at their little base there. Asane is not researching Fumino information. She's too busy playing Nugwart's Nukitashi, which is a game where they use their spells to disc with each other and find the secrets of the magic. Some weird Hogwarts legacy thing. It's Hogwarts on... Okay, sure. She did mention the fact that she really loves modding games, so I'm guessing this is one of her modded games. But anyways, they start looking at the information. They discover that, yes, in the information, they know that Fumino is after the governor's life, and yes, that's when the loli shows up. Hinami shows up with a package, and it has a substance in it called D10O. Now, I don't really know what the reference there is, like what they're referencing with that. I even did it in Japanese and whatnot, and it just doesn't seem to come out anything interesting. I think if you spell out in Japanese D10O or something like that, it's something like to take something out or for something to come out. So I'm not sure if that's what they're going for with there with the joke, but yeah, it's a substance that apparently makes things when it's hit. And Hanabi opens it up and splashes her face, and Asane's like, "Lollies don't give." I'm not a lolly. But that's when they go to the shop and they want to make weapons. Jinoske goes in there. He's super excited to find all the pocket. He's just going like geeking out on this stuff, and eventually the lady comes over and offers a or for Nanase. Gets her all flustered up, like it's perfectly sized for her. Its color is great for ceremonies. Before they leave the place, and she's all flustered. I legitimately do kind of like this scene because it gives a little sense here that Nanase is flustered. Obviously, this is a girl that doesn't want to do it all the time, even though she does sort of create this persona. And he's kind of jabbing at her the fact that despite that, she's not a very good actor because she's getting flustered. That this persona that she puts on isn't that great. So she has to prove herself. So she has to prove how good she is. Slaps on a whole bunch of and goes over there to some random dude. The dude's talking about parking his car in the girl's garage. And he's like, "What, do you want me to park my car in your garage too?" And she's like, "Nope, I'm all full up." He's like, she's not a garage, she's a parking lot. That was a pretty good joke there. But no, it's a cute little personal moment, and the idea that despite the fact that this is the persona that she puts on, she feels like for once she can be her normal self around Jinoske. She's been working undercover for so long, acting like she's a that finally with Jinoske, she's able to not be a I like you, Jinoske, because I can finally be myself. I'm not. I like it that they have this like really personal moment here between the two characters, and there's a fountain that's beautiful in the background, and then you realize later when they notice the poster and they're looking at the poster and he's realizing that, yeah, this governor's coming by and Fumino's probably going to go after the governor. The entire time they're having this moment together, the fountain is like it's just like, it's overly emphasizing the noise that this one bit of droplet is making. So I'm assuming the fountain's probably a... Anyways, that's when we have Ludland, which honestly, kind of, again, a little bit of a letdown. Again, I guess my expectations setting for something, and I don't get that expectation. Again, like with the whole festival, I was expecting them to have a bunch of like really crazy events that they were doing there. And so I expect with Ludland, we're going to get into like all the weird, crazy theme park stuff they have. But no, it went straight to the action scene, which honestly is kind of funny because for a Degen show like this to have like really good animation and the actual, not like really good, but decent action animation going on with the fight scenes rather than like typical, you know, like full production action shows or something like that is pretty funny. Like we have better animation here than in an... than in any Isekai like Tabat. Although they did have them actually meet the mascot character, and because it's Ludland, they immediately want to the duck. They want to the mascot duck. It's just like, do you want to do handshakes? No, we don't want no handshakes. We want to get... But yeah, the moment that Fumino and Misaki show up, they start just like shooting at them like crazy. I'm guessing they're stormtroopers. We're putting FS into the territory of stormtroopers. These girls all have like automatics, and they cannot hit a target that's literally right in front of them. But yeah, they throw the jamming toy. Immediately, Otome confronts Jinoske, says that you can jam our radars, but I can still smell your sting. I can still smell a man. To which he busts out his modified that is super hard. And jabs it in her chest. And then Nanase is over here. She's got literally an umbrella that has a in it too. And the umbrella itself is all like hardened. Nanase is all calling out to Fumino and Misaki that don't worry, the little girl will guide you. A little girl. And then sure enough, out of nowhere, Hinami shows up and like takes a bunch of bullets. But yeah, they jump in the truck. They go to take the shot. Fumino noticed that there's a bunch of wires. So apparently Toka has the ability to create tons of threads that can deflect bullets. So that apparently is her special power, is that she creates these bulletproof threads. And like I said, after they realize this and they go to flee, it does seem like the guy's asking about Fumino again. The governor's asking about Fumino again, and she's deflecting it. Like, who knows? It seems to upset them, but it doesn't seem like Toka wants them to know about Fumino. But yes, while that's happening, we have Jinoske losing his he's fighting Ikoko, and eventually she gets the upper hand, tackles him down, starts to whisper in his ear. We get a little ASMR. I don't know if you guys noticed, but yeah, I had one of my speakers just suddenly has got her voice, and I'm like, oh, okay, this has got some stereo going on here. I can hear her whisper in your ear. Kind of wish that I listened to it with headphones on. So that was kind of a nice little extra that they recorded with stereo. But no, it seems to imply that she's got something about her voice that is like hypnotizing him, despite him being impotent and the fact that he doesn't feel that he can get it. She's able to hypnotize him into, and so yes, it finally gets, and then she jumps on it and congratulates him for losing his, and he's completely lost, and he thinks that he's gonna get stuck into the world of losing his pride and dignity forever, before he finally remembers all of his friends and says no. And then grows, and she's like, this is great, good and everything. And then suddenly gets, she's like, oh wait, I found the of my dreams. She's so happy. She's like, I found it. I found the one I've been looking for, the perfect Excalibur for my. But yeah, before he finally gets so that he literally ejects her off of how it is, and she's slammed in front of a truck. Like I said, that would have been a perfect isekai intro. Just cut away from there, and that would have been actually a good joke. I mean, this is a comedy series. They could have easily just, like, transported her to another world and then jump back and go, no, that didn't actually happen. Anyways, just jumped in my head. But yeah, they all show up, and he survived, and it's time to strike back as NLNS, which I'm assuming is no life, no sex or something like that. I don't know. No love, no sex. Yeah, no love, no sex. That makes more sense. If you have no love, then there's no sex. Who knows? Anyways, yeah, it was okay. Like I said, okay episode. Some really good points in there. And again, Jinoske losing his... which I was not expecting to have this early, but there it is. You know, that's my thoughts on episode 5. Hoping the next episode is funny. I think just coming from episode 4, which was hilarious, I just kind of got on a high. I was hoping that 5 would be just as funny, but it was okay. It had some good moments in there. But anyhow, that's my thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, hit the like button down below, comment, let me know about the episode. Additionally, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you like this content, you want to support the channel more, become a member of the channel. Until next time, you'll take care.